see you. So long time no see. Thank you so much for being willing to rock this interview here of working moms. We're doing a series on working moms. And so thank you for being willing to share your story. So how long have you been homeschooling and why did you start homeschooling?
It's been about 5 years. And we basically started because public school just wasn't for our oldest. We were trying, but he's a high energy kid with some sensory issues, and it just was not working. I didn't want to. God made me.
That's great. Now, was your husband on board or not so much?
Well, me and a friend decided we were going to check into it, kind of check into homeschooling. And then we missed Nebraska, which is where we lived, and we missed Iowa's conferences. So she called me and said, hey, I booked us into Colorado. We're going. We went. It was amazing. And then I was like, this is what we're doing. And then I came home and talked to my husband, and he's like, all right, good luck. And
that's great. So, and how many children do you all have?
We have 4.
And what's the oldest and youngest age?
We have our 3 boys, which is 14, 12, 8, and then our little girl is 4.
Wow. Okay. That's great.
All the levels.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Okay. And and so you're a working mom. How many hours a week would you say you're working on average?
About 20 to 30, depending on what's happening as my role in the support representative with Cece.
Okay,
so,
excellent. And so you're a support representative with Cece, and what are some of the other things that you're doing for work as well?
I tutor at my home campus. I tutor their Basedarians. And then I do a lot of special needs care for some local churches.
Got it. Okay, that's great. That's awesome. How has Cece helped you homeschool with you being also a working mom?
So first of all, it's all in one book, all in one place. So I love that. Even with challenge, it's all in one notebook. So that is just very helpful. And just the memorization has helped me reclaim my own education, so I can regurgitate foundations memory work back to my essentials child. I'm not always perfect, and they'll let me know sometimes they're smarter than me because I have it better memorized. But we can do foundations in the car. We are very active amongst our family when help is needed. So if I have to go back home to take care of things, it's a long car trip. So we have the app iPad. So if we don't have internet, we still have access. It helps give my older challenge student a class because it's very important to still have classmates at that age and friends. And he didn't make what we call our 2 a.m. friends until Challenge A. So he made those really good connections at that age. And then we'll say, hey, if you want to hang out as teenagers after CC, you need to get your work done. And they like to sleep in. But on those days, he is up, man. He is up by like 6:30, shower, chores, all this stuff. Like, he is golden. So it's really helped just in life. Just do life, do school, do life. It's not really separated all the time.
Wow. Yeah, that's excellent. I love it. That's great. What has been one of the most challenging things for you being a working homeschool mom?
That is a good question. I think just making sure that my family comes first. And I love that CC allows me to always do that. So my home campus, sometimes when we're having a rushed morning or something, they're always like, how can I help? How can I pray for you? Which is a really big deal. You don't always have that prayer team. And dinner's probably been hard for us, but just always making sure things are thought out, that sort of thing.
Sure, absolutely. What would you say are some practical tips or advice that you would give to other working moms?
I would say easy +1. It's something we teach in Essentials, but it applies to everyone. So when you begin to feel burned out, do something that you love. For me, is skincare. I love my skincare. I don't wear a lot of makeup. So I always do my skincare morning and night. And then since I have that routine, then I'll add back in my vitamins. Am I taking my vitamins every day? Am I taking them twice a day? So my vitamins are by my skincare. Okay, if I have that, am I drinking my water in the morning and at night and then throughout? And getting that habit. Am I walking a mile every day or running a mile? Because I'm a runner. Not everybody is. But, and so when I start getting burnt out, adding that, remembering just going back to the basics, that easy +1, instead of being like, I'm changing my whole lifestyle. Because I really feel those are very trendy, but they don't actually work. They don't form those habits. So
Love it.
That's what I would just go back to the basics. +1.
Sure. I think that's excellent advice. How do you recharge?
I love to go for a good run. That's just, it just clears your mind. I kind of train myself, that's my prayer time, because when you're running, random things will pop into your head. And so I just pray about them really quickly. I just kind of consider it an ongoing conversation, not necessarily like a well thought out thing. And I love books. I can get lost in a book. I just take a lot of time for that. I just have a very vivid imagination. So a good book, and yeah, I love books and running.
That's great. What is the best advice that you have ever received in your homeschooling journey?
Probably that playing is learning. So no matter what age, like if my challenge student is like, I'm starting to nag him, it's like, hey, let's go take the dog for a walk. Hey, let's, we start wrestling around. Or, sometimes our memory work is with Legos upside down on the couch with just the CD in the background. So it's just playing is learning. So sometimes we'll all do, let's build, who can do the biggest spaceship or something. So I'm building a spaceship, playing with Legos, listening to the memory work. Or puzzles. We love puzzles. So we'll just do puzzles with praise and worship in the back. So yeah, playing is learning, and it doesn't matter the age.
Love it. That's awesome. Absolutely. Totally dig that. Totally dig that. Okay. So just in wrapping up, what is a kind of go-to Bible verse, Bible passage, Bible story that has really helped encourage you during maybe some of the valley times of your homeschooling journey?
I think it changes with our season of life. Different verses speak to you at different times. So I would say in this season of our life, Jeremiah 29, for I know the plans that you have for me, because I love making plans. My calendar is multicolored, highlighted for all my different things to keep me organized, like home and school, SR, that sort of thing. And if you want to have a good laugh, like show God your plan, right? So I'll be like, God, here's my 5-year plan. It's color coded. It's all laid out in a timely manner. Here's my goals. And then he just kind of takes that, and I feel laughs about it. And then takes me along this different path with different things that I definitely wouldn't have chosen. And so that means something different to me. It's like, God's like, I'm going to take your hand and we're going this way now. And I'm like, but what about this? So for me to lean into, I know the plans that he has for me, it means something a little different than that nice, easy plan that most people think.
That's excellent. That's great, Rose. Well, thank you so much for your time. Totally appreciate you being willing to share a little bit about your experience and wisdom being a homeschooling mom, working homeschooling mom. And thank you for your leadership also with what you do with Classical Conversations as a support representative as well.
Yes, I believe in servant leadership, and that is that role to me.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Rose. Have an awesome day.
All right, thanks.